All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today we're doing something a little different and incredibly fascinating. We are looking at an actual behind-the-scenes prompt, a master blueprint specifically designed to generate a top-tier script about the 7 financial mistakes that keep you from becoming wealthy. It is so revealing to pull back the curtain and see exactly how highly engaging financial content is engineered from the ground up.
We're going to break this exact prompt down into 5 key pillars, looking at the perfect blueprint, structuring the core content, strategies for keeping folks engaged, the absolute must-haves for ethics, and finally, how to craft the perfect ending. Let's get into it.
Section 1. The Perfect Video Blueprint, Technical Constraints and Roles.
So this blueprint demands that whoever or whatever is writing the script wears 4 very different hats all at once. You literally have to be a YouTube scriptwriter, a personal finance educator, an investment expert, and a storytelling specialist. Think about that for a second. It's not enough to just know the math and ensure the advice is sound. To get anyone to actually listen, you've got to weave those hard facts into a story that really grabs attention. It's a massive balancing act.
And here is where it gets really strict. 7 to 8 minutes, that is the exact time boundary for the entire lesson. You know how short attention spans are online, right? Well, this is the calculated sweet spot. It's long enough to deliver genuine value, but short enough to keep viewers from dropping off. It absolutely forces the writer to cut the fluff and just deliver pure, impactful information.
To hit that timing, you're locked into a word count of 1,200 to 1,500 words. But honestly, the real secret sauce here is the language constraint. It explicitly demands simple English. Finance is already packed with so much intimidating jargon, so forcing simple language makes it super accessible. It basically guarantees that anyone can easily digest the lesson, whether it's being delivered by a human host or an AI voiceover.
Moving right along to Section 2, Structuring Core Financial Content, the Anatomy of a Lesson.
For every single one of the 7 financial mistakes, the blueprint demands a strict 3-step flow. First, you lay out the mistake clearly. But let's be real, a mistake in a vacuum is pretty abstract. So step 2, you hit them with a real-life example. This is what makes someone go, oh wow, I totally do that, or I know someone who does that. And then, crucially, step 3 immediately hands over a practical, actionable solution so they can fix it right away.
Now, alongside those specific mistakes, the content has to weave in some mandatory topics. We're talking smart saving and budgeting strategies, beginner-friendly investing guidance, and common money traps to avoid. It's absolutely crucial that this isn't just a list of complaints about what people are doing wrong. It has to be a complete, well-rounded toolkit for actually building wealth.
All right, Section 3, Strategies for Audience Engagement, Keeping the Viewer Hooked.
This is where things get almost surgical. The pacing is mapped out literally down to the second. At 0 seconds, you need an extremely attention-grabbing opening. By the 20 to 30-second mark, boom, a powerful hook has to be totally locked in. Because if you haven't grabbed them in that first half minute, they are completely gone. Plus, you've got to sprinkle curiosity hooks and really smooth transitions all the way through to pull the viewer effortlessly from one point to the next.
And to back up that fast-paced narrative, the blueprint requires 5 specific visual elements to be planned out: B-roll, stock footage, charts, animations, and impactful on-screen text. You know, just staring at a talking head gets old fast. These elements aren't just pretty decorations, they're structural tools used to break down complex data and constantly reset the viewer's attention span.
It's the ultimate tightrope walk. On one side, the script has to be highly engaging and motivational. It needs that snappy, professional energy. But on the exact opposite side, it absolutely must remain educational and beginner-friendly. If you lean too far into entertainment, the content feels hollow. Too far into education, you've just written a boring textbook. The magic of this prompt is forcing everything right into the middle of those 2 extremes.
Which brings us to Section 4, Crucial Ethics and Disclaimers, Compliance in Financial Education.
This is a massive one. The prompt explicitly says, do not promise guaranteed investment returns. No way around it. In the finance space, guarantees are just giant red flags. By hard-coding this ethical boundary right from the jump, the blueprint makes absolutely sure the content stays honest and credible rather than turning into some shady get-rich-quick scheme.
Furthermore, it forces the inclusion of 2 very clear disclaimers: that investing inherently involves risk and that any examples shown are strictly for educational purposes. You've got to protect the beginner audience, right? They need to know this is an educational explainer, not personalized financial advice. This is truly the hallmark of a responsible educator.
Finally, Section 5, Crafting the Perfect Ending, Motivation and Action.
You can't just spend 7 or 8 minutes pointing out someone's financial mistakes and then leave them hanging. The blueprint requires a motivational conclusion to remind them that, hey, building wealth is entirely possible with the right habits. And then, while they're feeling fired up and grateful for the value, you hit them with a strong call to action, reminding them to like, comment, share, and subscribe to help feed the algorithms and build the community.
Ultimately, this entire master plan boils down to answering one single provocative question: will your viewers stay for the final mistake? By engineering curiosity from literally the first second, using real-world examples, and layering in dynamic visuals, the ultimate goal is total retention. So I leave you with this to ponder. The next time you're checking out a personal finance explainer online, see if you can spot this exact blueprint at work. And more importantly, knowing exactly how the trap is set, will you stay until the very end?